Quick one, obviously, dinner on the go. Digital ID, what? Just no. So many reasons why no. Civil liberties, I don't think they've thought it through. I don't think they've got a plan. They're using it under the umbrella of stopping illegal immigration, blah, 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 blah. Let me give you JLR, Marks and Spencer's, the Co-op, and today a children's nursery company that have all been hacked. Now, the latter one has ended up with children's photographs and details being posted online. But we want to go digital. We want to go to digital ID. And yet we cannot manage the digital that we've got. All the civil liberties chat in the world, which I agree with so much of it because this hasn't been thought through. It's another Labour rush job of we'll say what we think people want to hear. I will look like I'm cracking down on immigration. That's just, in my opinion, a front. I don't think this has anything to do with that. I think it's control. I think it's having more and more control of us as humans. Now, I'm mildly nervous saying this because you've seen how many people have been arrested on Twitter for making, or social media recently. So, you know, someone's knocking at your door and it's not the postcode lottery, is it? But I feel so compelled that I need to say something about this. We are not safe digitally. We are spending our lives. We want to put the very same government that wants to bring in digital ID wants to bring in an online bill for children. Now, are they bringing in an online bill for children, or are they creating a place where children's digital ID can be stored and they can be preyed upon? I wonder. Sorry, the cat wants to join in on this as well. But we're talking about the harms of life online, and don't conflate life online with digital. Everything is online. Everything is digital these days. There is no more human anything. So on the one hand, we're saying to kids, get offline. The web, it's a dark place to be. It's unpoliced. It's the wild, wild west of the web. That's what it stands for. And then we're saying, but you need to have a digital ID card that will have all of your details stored on it. Ready. I mean, just give it wrap it up in a box and give it to the whatever they're called, cyber criminals. Because again, what is this going to do? This is going to turn us into an even more vulnerable state. So we've got even more information for people to want to leverage. And then we can expose people's personal details. They can be bought and sold, as already is happening. They can be used against us. They can be used as leverage. They can hold us hostage by our digital ID. And we're saying this is all being done to stop illegal immigration. How? What difference is it going to make? How are we going to police that? How is the fact that we've allowed our borders to become so lax that people are coming in that aren't supposed to be here? So to combat that, we are going to give everyone who is law abiding, who is doing what they're supposed to do, we're going to give them a digital ID and we're going to put them at risk. We're going to make them vulnerable to the prey of those that want to extort from our digital ID, those that want to sell it, those who want to use it, those who want to blackmail it. I don't want my personal details held in cyberspace for somebody to nick, which is effectively, in my mind, where this is going. So the mixed messages about what we can and can't accept digitally are off the scale. We're banning phones for kids in schools, but we're having all your ID on phones. We're accepting that for the elderly generation, for pensioners, not everything is online, but you need to have a smartphone with a digital ID on it. And we're doing it to stop illegal immigration that we're told is happening for people that are seeking asylum, but they've got a mobile phone to have their digital ID on. How? How does that happen? How do we get these people to get their digital ID? How do we set that up? Why can't we set that up with a card? Why can't we set that up with a physical ID? Why does it have to be digital? And the answer that I keep coming back to is because it is control. You are handing over all of your details to the state. I mean, to be fair, they can get hold of them anyway. I get that. And this is multi-party as far as I'm concerned. It just doesn't matter. This is not a direct attack at Labour. This, for me, is a direct attack on our civil liberties that is being imposed by this government. We know that William Hague wanted it. We know that lots of other government or lots of other leaders in other parties were quite keen for it. Brilliant, amazing. I'm not. And it's not that I won't ever be forever. I give you that. It's not that I'm drawing a line in the sand and saying this can never be a thing. That's not true. But what I am saying is, off the back of JLR and their suppliers possibly having to have a government bailout because there was a cyber attack which has cost billions of pounds. The same with Co-op. The same with Marks and Spencer's. And now children's identities are being shared on the dark web because they were stolen from a nursery. And it's literally on the news the next story down. Keir Starmer wants to announce that it's mandatory to have, or is going to be mandatory to have, digital ID, and a children's nursery was hacked and their details have now been shared online. Why are we not linking this? We're not there yet. And as I've said, I'm not saying it might never happen. I'm not saying it could never happen. But we honestly think that right now is the right time, that we're set up for it, that we've got everything that we need, that we can police it, that we know what we're doing, we've known how we're going to make it work. Have we, heckers like? We came up with it yesterday because it's a conference at the weekend. And I'm not buying that. I'm really sorry. I'm not having it. Go back to the drawing board. Show us the tangible plans. Persuade us that this is a good thing and listen to us instead of saying this is mandatory. People don't like mandatory things being pushed on them, particularly when there's no detail. The devil is in the detail. So yeah, I'm a bit hot under the collar about that. I've got to go to parents' evening now, so I need to calm down before I do that. But that's my opinion. It might not be yours. You might think it's a brilliant idea. Lots of people might think it's a brilliant idea. I may well be standing on my own on this one, but the way that my mind is working at the minute, we are not set up to manage this, and I can foresee massive data problems, and that is a breach of our data, and I didn't sign up for that.